welcome to the channel. It's your boy Troy. This channel, No One Cares, where we focus on self-improving and becoming the best version of ourselves. Today I have a special guest, Chris Bevans.
Hey, how y'all doing?
All right, and the reason why I brought Chris on is because he's a master builder. As men in the Bible, we are supposed to be builders. In today's world, most men are just dreamers, and we need more builders. Now, man nowadays are under a lot of pressure. People in general, because we're battling reality and then battling our image on social media and stuff like that. Most of the time, we're spending more time on our image instead of focusing on the reality. Being an imposter where your image isn't matching up to reality is a lot of pressure for a man. When men are going through pressure like this, they're screaming on the inside. A lot of men are screaming alcohol, with drugs, maybe being abusive to their loved ones. And we can't do that. We got to make a change. We got to take action. All right. And that action is becoming the best version of ourselves and becoming builders. So I brought Chris on because when I see Chris, I see a man that's building something. If you want a woman, if you want a good woman, you want a pretty woman, you want a woman that like you, start building something. A woman can't follow a parked car. And then in a lot of relationships, you men are boring. How can a woman follow a boring man? She gonna lose interest.
Man, quick.
So if you guys are just, sitting around watching football, you're not working on self-improving, you're not consistently building something, that's why you're gonna have a lot of problems in your relationships. All right, you're gonna have problems with your self-confidence because the world keeps going while you're sedentary. So today I have Chris Bevans.
Yes, sir.
And Chris Bevans, he's a father, an entrepreneur, CEO of his trucking company, all right, a future pilot. He's putting the work in. And that's one of the things that we got to do as men is start putting in the work. So that's what this channel is about. Building strong men, not being afraid to put in work, and becoming the best version of ourselves. Sure. So I'm gonna let Chris Bevans kick it off. All right. I want to talk to him about who is Chris Bevans.
Yes, sir.
Who is Chris?
Who is Chris Bevans? Man, that's a question I'm sure everybody have right now, outside of the people that actually know who I am from growing up in childhood, or rather we went to school together or even worked together. Who I am is I'm originally from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I left there at the age of 15. I've been in Nashville for going on 14 years now. And, I grew up in a single family home. Some may say it's a broken home, but, I call it a perfect home because some of the beautifulest stories come out of single parent homes. And that's really just my main thing right now is really to show people, like, no matter the circumstances that you came from or derived from, that there's always more. You can still be more, challenge yourself. I use the strength and pain from the things that I saw growing up to fuel me today. And that's what really people see more than anything, but don't realize it. It's the pain that's driving me. It's the love that I had for my family that I couldn't take care of as a young man. That when I got older, I was like, I got to put my foot down and step up for the women that took care of me and surrounded me and showed me unconditional love. Chris Bevans is a hustler. Chris Bevans is motivated. Chris Bevans, he just see opportunities where others don't, where they should, but it's not for everybody to see. My life is my perspective as it is for somebody else. I didn't grow up with any other advantages than anybody else. I really I had to strive for everything I'm doing now, and still striving, and going to continue to strive. You know, one thing about it is I just always knew it was more. You know, and I'm sure everybody else do, but they just don't know about how to go about getting to the more. You know, so that's who Chris Bevans is on the short term. On a long term, you know, like he said, I'm a father, entrepreneur, CEO of my companies, and it took a lot of work to get there. I'm a 2-time convicted felon. A lot of people don't realize that or know that, but you know, and currently on probation. I've been on probation 6 years. I get off this year. Oh man, how did he do all this on probation? How did he do all this as a felon? How did he do all this as a black man? Listen, don't none of that stop you from nothing. You know, it's not hindering me. It's never have, and it never will. And you know, for the ones that use that as an excuse, I just don't understand, because you know, live through me. You know, live through my mistakes, and never am I really just trying to preach to people. I'm just trying to really get people not to make the same mistakes that I did in life, because you don't have to. You know, but that's what we are here for. We're here to show you what you don't have to do. We're here to tell you what you don't have to do. You take heed and you take it how you want it. You know, that's just on you. But I'm not here to carry nobody's hand. All I can do is give you the gems, plant the flower, and let the seed grow. You know.
Yeah, that's handouts. A lot of people these days are looking for handouts.
Yeah.
When it comes to men or women.
Yeah.
We look for something to carry our dream. We look for, all right, if we pray a lot, if we pray enough, if we dream enough, God's gonna come and do the work for us.
Right.
In the Bible, it says you're supposed to be a master builder. God's gonna be the architect.
At all times.
But it's up to you to build. For you, man, you have to start building. The proper position for a woman is to be a helpmate to a guy doing something.
Yeah, she's our crutch.
Right. So when you said something like people may like be wanting handouts and stuff like that, sometimes you can help somebody enabling them. You can enable them to go the wrong direction.
Yeah.
We need more men to stand on their own 2 feet.
Yeah.
Not be afraid to take that first step. Yeah. Yes, God will have your back, but you got to put your foot forward and build it. Okay. Ain't nobody gonna build it for you. Ain't nobody gonna leave you no money. Ain't nobody gonna give it to you. No. If you want a strong family, if you want your kids to adore you, if you want people to respect you, you're gonna have to build it.
Right.
So, do you do some time?
I've never done no prison time. You know, all my time was jail, county type stuff. You know, luckily I never took it that far. But it's still no different. It's still a trauma that we all face. But you know, a lot of people don't really realize is that, you know, like I told somebody the other day, man, you know, we're not dumb people. You know, we just you know, we direct our attention towards the wrong things in life, and it gets us in trouble. And really, it's just because our mind just going, and we trying to get here, but and not, like you said, nobody's showing us or giving us
that's
anything.
Right.
That's
life, right.
You know, so
that's right. We missing a lot of times. We're missing that guidance, and we're going through life with hit or miss.
Yeah.
You know, we go through life like hit or miss because we lacking that guidance, and we actually done a good job by, it's like going to a destination without a map.
Right.
We done a good job.
Yeah.
What people have to understand is, though, even if whatever you're going through, a tough situation, tough time, whatever it is, if you pray, God will wipe you a new slate. He'll lay your foundation. But you gotta build it.
Yeah.
You still gotta put in the work. And build it.
He forgive you.
Yeah. So who was one of the most influential people when you were going through your tough time? That
honestly,
what was it that spoke to you that said, man, look, don't give up. I gotta keep rolling, I gotta keep going?
I have a grandmother that'll be 88 years old this year. This woman been through 2 breast cancer surgeries, survived both, bunch of other different surgeries, and she worked really from the time she was a kid to retired at like right around 70, the age of 70 years old. And after she retired, you know, I one thing about her is whether she was sick, in good health or whatever, she still got up and went to work. She got up every morning at 4:30 in the morning. A woman, you know, a woman. And as well as my mother, you know, these are the women, you know, a lot of people would be like, oh, he get his strength from me. And no, I get my strength from women. You know what I'm saying? Watching them go through what they go through without a man, you know. So then I realized, hey, it's no excuse for me not to be able to get up off my ass and make something happen. Because if these women can, I better be able to, and I better do it, you know. So that's where my strength come from, man. This great grandmother that, you know, she's I mean, wonderful person, man. She just, her drive to do better and continue to do better in life, just, it motivated me.
Yeah. What are the things that happens when we go through life and we put our mind on something?
Yeah.
You know, and like when we keep our mind on something, you gotta have a why.
Right.
Like you talking about your grandmother.
Right.
You saw her do her thing. That was your why.
Yeah.
You gotta have a strong enough why to keep you moving.
Right.
Because people talk about destiny. They talk about, especially like in the Bible, it says the thoughts of God wants a man to have an ending, a great ending, and be the at the end be the man that he wanted you to be.
Right.
So you have to do that by fulfilling your purpose.
Right.
Well, the thing about your purpose and your goals is you're gonna go through the fire.
Oh, man.
And you gotta make sure, no matter what a man goes through, like no matter what a man's trying to build or what he's trying to do, he's gonna go through the fire.
Off top.
And you gotta have the strength to keep going.
Off top.
A lot of times people will have their mindset on something, and then when it gets tough,
they give up.
they'll give up.
Yeah.
Like people in sales, they should already know. You talk to 100 people, like 99 of them are not gonna be
no.
with it. They're gonna say no.
Yeah, then one gonna say yeah.
So I want you to go deeper, like when you was in your toughest time in your life, all right, and yes, you have your grandmother in the back of your mind. You have her vision. You have visions of her grinding and moving and keeping it going. What else kept you like kept your mind going? Because a lot of men give up.
Yeah.
A lot of men will lean on, they'll lean on drugs, they'll lean on alcohol. What else kept you going? I know your kids, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So how old are your kids?
My oldest is 6. My middle is 3, and my youngest, he'll be 2 this year.
That's cool.
He'll be 3 this year. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He'll be 4. Sorry about that. Man, my kids, I was actually, when she had got pregnant, I had end up going to jail, so I had got out just in time before he was born. And my whole thing when I was in jail, I was like, oh man, I gotta change. First off, I don't never want them to see me doing anything that I don't want them doing. A lot of people say, forget the justice system, but place themselves in there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's contradicting. You can't say forget something that you involving yourself in. When you go play that game, you gonna lose at that game.
Yeah.
So man, it was my kids as well, man. It was like I said, the women around me. It was what I knew I had in me as well. Like you know, I look at everybody and everybody's great. You know, everybody has greatness in them. You know, it's digging in and really using, you know, I like to say, use your pain as the purpose. You know, and that's what a lot of people don't do. They like to cry and stop. I'm like, cry and keep going. You know what I'm saying? Don't cry now. Don't stop crying now. You know, don't stop now. Cry through the pain. Keep going. Keep moving. And so, man, when I really dug deep in there, man, you know, it was people that was talking to me. You know, it's been people that always come talk to me, and me reciprocate that same energy back to them and talking to them. And you know, it's just gems that's exchanged back and forth that kind of push me to another level.
Yeah. So it's true. Having a loyal woman in your life will upgrade you.
Yeah.
Like your kid's mother.
Right.
Having a loyal woman in your life will upgrade you. Right. If you pick the wrong woman, though,
yeah, she'll bring you down.
She'll bring you down. Yeah, she'll bring you down. Yeah. So men have to vet their woman properly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Vet your woman properly, so you know you'll know if she's down for you or not.
And and even if she's not in the situation to bring you up, it's still that man's responsibility to bring her up. You know, we got to provide the water, you know, to plant the flower. She, you know, like you said, her job is just to be that crutch for that man, you know, be there and stand for this for him. But he's still the one out in that field hunting, gathering. You know, she's at the house taking care of the kids and this, you know. So a lot of men and a lot of people get into these relationships and they fail because neither one of them are able to teach each other anything, you know. So that's my whole take on really relationships. I feel like it gotta be a situation where people are leaning on each other, learning from each other, not taking from each other. You know, it's a give thing, not a give thing, you know. So
yeah. You know, I talk to a lot of men, and it's a lot of men suffering from depression.
Right.
They suffer from depression. Sometimes they made decisions because depression is all about choices. Right. You know, the choices that you make.
Right.
We've all made bad choices.
Of course.
But you got to start making better choices to eliminate the depression.
Right.
And that's what I'll be talking to men about. At the same time I'm talking to men, I'm talking to myself. I'm reiterating it to myself because I'm keeping the word to myself too. I'm not better than nobody else.
You're just practicing what you preach.
That's it.
Yeah.
So with men out here suffering from depression, and what would you say to a guy he may be getting killed, you know, on the child support. He may be suffering depression financially because to bring it all together is tough. You know, some men they don't have the skills.
Right.
And that's one thing about you, Chris.
Right.
You built your skills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta have a skill.
Yeah.
To be able to bring some money in, to be able to be valuable to the marketplace.
Right.
So what would you say to the average man? He doesn't really have a skill.
Yeah.
He has kids, but he's struggling to make his payments, like child support payments. He's struggling to pay his rent.
Right.
He may be, you know, living out his car half of the time and half of the time living with a family member.
Right.
What word of encouragement would you have for that man?
First off, you know, certain words I decided not to even put in my vocabulary because I feel like when you use these type words, you are giving it power to continue to let that be on your mind. You know what I'm saying? So first off, when I want to tell a man is this, you know, we all done suffer from depression. You know, we all done been in our lowest points. Believe it or not, as strong as I am, I still get low sometimes. But I always go back to that why and pick myself back up. Men that's out here paying child support that's not not really able to financially take care of them and himself, that's tough. And I really feel as though no man should really have to go through nothing like that in life. But my words for you and what I did was this, man. I done worked all types of jobs, man. I done worked the forklift. I done been an electrician. Man, I done worked warehouse to warehouse. I done done not many fast food jobs, but the one I did was Taco Bell. When it got my CDL, if you want to get your CDL, the Career Center will pay for it. It's really no excuse for no man to really be in the situation that he's in. He's only making an excuse, So I to be honest, man, I can't feel bad for nobody because I feel like we all got the same 24 hours to get up and make something happen, Man, it's so much work out here, but now that I'm realizing that we moving towards a new era, a new generation, is a lot of these jobs gonna be cut out. The average McDonald's job, the average Walmart job, man, it's gonna be cut out. Man, listen, them trucks run every day, all day. It ain't gonna continue to run. I'm not telling every man to go get a CDL. That's just not my job to do. But it's so many people that I talk to in the construction field. I was talking to a guy on a plane. He was like, man, they got so many jobs in construction. They just paying me $25 an hour to just really, literally stand around. So what excuses is this man making, really?
Right. Yeah, that excuse, the excuse thing is a big problem. Men, like, we suffer from laziness nowadays. I mean, whether we can admit it or not, like, a lot of men, like, we just lazy.
Yeah.
You gotta put in the work.
Man, you gotta put the work in. You gotta get out here and grind.
You gotta grind. Yeah, you gotta put in the work. All men should focus on developing a skill.
Right.
Focus on working on their body.
Right.
Staying focused on themselves.
Right.
Learn how to be alone first.
Right.
Because you got to develop yourself before you can be in a good position to even deal with a female. You have to have something to offer.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have anything to offer, then there's no way that she's going to respect you or have anyone to submit to.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things you like to do, like, in your spare time? Like, what's like one of your the hobbies, like one of your favorite hobbies?
Man, one of my favorite hobbies is honestly just talking to people, man. It's because I feel like, like I said, we didn't have that guidance. And, whenever I can see a man, just anywhere, man, I done traveled this whole country and I done had thousands of conversations with people everywhere. That's my hobby. That's my go-to. Flying planes, man. That was something I wanted to do as a kid.
Wow,
yeah. That was something I wanted to fly jets. So, and now I'm getting my chance to live my dream.
Man, yeah. So you always wanted to fly planes.
Always. This is nothing new.
Wow.
This is nothing new. I've always wanted to fly jets.
Wow, that's cool.
Drive trucks too. Like, all these was my dreams. And I mean, a lot of us get the kid in us. We try to, like you said, uphold the image, but my creativity come from the kid in me. If you look at your kids, look how creative they be. They'll go in your room and set up a imaginary a vehicle, but that's the creativity, and we forget about that kid in us. And I think we, sometimes we gotta go back to that kid, because that's where a lot of our traumas came from, childhood. And it's just all stuff that we gotta go back to and face. A lot of people scared to face the stuff that they've been through in life. They scared to look in that mirror and be like, hey, this is truly who I am. I seen a post say a person has three type of characteristics. One when they're around their friends, one when they're around their family, and one when they by themselves. You know, that person when you by yourself is who you truly are. The rest are just masks. You know, take these masks off. You know, a lot of people, why, be authentic, be yourself. I'm not scared to be myself. I'm not, and the thing about me, I don't want to look like nobody else. I don't want to talk like nobody else. I don't want to move like nobody else. You know, but that's what's going to continue to set me apart from these guys over here and these guys over here, you know. And that's what the 1% realize about themselves is that, man, if you continue to do what everybody else over here doing, you're going to continue to have what everybody else over here have. You know, if you continue to think like everybody else over here thinking, you know, that's just the way your life is going to go. What are you spending your time on? Mentally, physically, emotionally, you know. Like you said, man, depression is just something we all deal with at the end of the day. It's nothing that we, you know, none of us can really truly fight off. But man, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. When you give yourself that why, man, that depression go away. You know, it don't even exist no more. It ceased to exist because now you like, man, what am I depressed about?
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, so, you know, as a man and being a father, the decisions and choices we make affects our kids. That's why that should be enough. If you look into your kids' eyes, that should be enough to fire you up.
Yeah, like why would you want them to go through the same thing you did?
Right,
you know?
Right. So man, you gotta get on your shit, man.
Yeah. It's mandatory, man. I don't understand why these men so lazy nowadays. Like, bro, like, come on, man, get up off your ass.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like these women, and truthfully, these women out hustling a lot of us. You know, so it's like, of course that woman gonna be able to talk to you crazy because this where you at. You know what I'm saying? Like why would she not?
Right.
You know, yeah, she shouldn't, but why would she not?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And I see a lot of men say, or post say, oh, this woman make 100,000 a year, this guy make 40,000. You know, man, that ain't gonna work. That's just a relationship that's not gonna work. You know, because now she got the power. You feel me? And which she should have, but she got more power over you, bro. You feel me? You know?
I know, bro. Like, whenever today we have more men in feminine situations in their relationship and more women
in the masculine.
You know,
she the man.
That's a bad deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a bad deal, and a lot of men may not want to look at it or not. But yeah, if she's more the provider than the man, then she's gonna be in more of a masculine frame.
Come on, man, she gonna do what she want.
Yeah. So man, you know, I want man to really buckle down, self-improve. Look at Chris. Yeah. Look at how he developed himself. He's been through the ups. He's been through the downs.
Right.
How he's developed skills, self-improve, great father. You know, take care of his family. I want you guys to really, you know, look at that as motivation.
Right.
Because if he can do it, y'all can do it.
Man, I don't understand,
you know what I mean?
Why they feel like they can't. I mean,
right.
It's just a matter of, you know, a lot of people don't realize when you out there on them trucks, man, you know, we get 10 hours of sleep a day. But, you know, man, it's a constant everyday grind. It's not a break, you know, unless we say, I want to go home. You know, but more the thing is like, what am I going home for? You know what I'm saying? I mean, outside of going to see your family and stuff like that, but you know, when you realize like, hey man, I'm trying to get here, you know, and this is what it requires to get here. So I'm going to put that work in. You know, the same mentality that I had when I was in the streets, I took and put it in here. Like I didn't say, okay, I was grinding real hard in the streets, but when I get here, I'm gonna slack up. Like that's working ass backwards. I kept that same mentality, that same momentum, that same mindset. I'm gonna grind. You know, if I'm gonna put my all into it, I'm gonna put my all into it. You know, so I just separated myself from the streets and then went more towards something more positive, more productive. Like I said, I didn't want my kids growing up seeing me trapping. or carrying pistols or gang banging or none of that. That what sense does that make? That's a cycle. You know what I'm saying? That's a system that they want to keep us in. You know, a lot of people don't realize is that you have to reprogram your system. You know, we're all just one big computer. I'm a computer, you're a computer, and you have your own system. I have my own system of the way I do things. But sometimes our systems ain't right. You know, get your system right. Get yourself together. What are you working for? What are you working towards? Who do you want to be in life? You know, this ain't about making no name for myself or none of that, man. This just came with how hard I was grinding. You know, the grind got me to this point. Nothing else. I didn't skip no steps. I ain't go from 1 to 10. You know, I couldn't. I went from 1, 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 10. You know, and so on, so on. A lot of people want to skip steps. They want success overnight, and that's what a lot of people do. They that's what the streets try to teach you. You know, oh, you grind up, man. You can run up that bridge. You can have this. You can do that, man. Look, man, that's a fantasy. You know what I'm saying? That's a mirage. You think you see something that ain't there. You know what I'm saying? That's a system, man. They got your mind mentally trapped.
Yeah, like everybody want the elevator run up to the top floor.
Off top.
Yeah, everybody want the elevator, but when you go up slower, you appreciate the grind more, because the grind is what improves you as a person.
I swear to God.
Not getting there, it's the stuff in between.
I swear.
Yeah.
Because once you get to the top, then you had all these lessons that you learned, you gonna stay at the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what to watch for here, you know what to watch for here, you know what to watch. So now when you get here, you a beast. You know what I'm saying? You a monster.
Like a beast. I like that. I like that word.
You a beast. You a monster. Like, man, you know, a lot of people don't realize, man, listen, we not supposed to be where we at. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a black man. You feel me? Especially as a felon. You know what I'm saying? I ain't supposed to be where I'm at in America. Come on now. But guess what though? My thing is this. You either gonna let me in the door, or I'm gonna come through the back door. You know, but I'm coming in regardless to the situation. Yeah. I'm gonna get in there. Yeah. And I'm not asking nobody permission neither. You know, so yeah, man, you can't skip no steps, man. A lot of people want this cake fast, man. Listen, I'll tell you something. I love the slow grind. I love the slow dough. Get what? I'd rather hustle slow than ball for a season. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people stuck on balling for a season, balling for tomorrow. Like, man, look, I don't know if people looking around or not, but man, people dying left and right. You know what I'm saying? People getting incarcerated left and right. You want to go do 25, or you want to live for 25? you know, that's your option. Right.
Yeah. It comes down to this right here. Everybody is born everyone's born. This is what God's in control. Everyone is born the same way and everyone dies the same way. Yeah. We responsible for the in-between.
In-between, yeah. What's in between that dash?
Right. And the choices you make and the decisions you make is going to determine if the older version of you appreciates the younger version of you. Yeah. Because if you don't build a place, build your house, you ain't going to have nowhere to lay your head. Nah. As a man, as you get older, if you haven't been putting in the work in your youth years, don't get mad at the guys who build. All right, don't get mad at the guys who start putting in work and you 65, 70 and you know what I'm saying, you don't have no place to lay your head because you've been spending all your time in your youth playing video games, watching football, and you been wasting your time on women. Yeah. Don't get mad when you don't have nobody to respect you and you 65 or 70. Yeah. Cause you're responsible for the middle.
Man, shit, man. Ain't nobody finna give you nothing. You know, that was probably one of the biggest things I had to come to conclusion for myself. Man, ain't nobody finna give you nothing out here. You know, there are people that will come along in your journey and help you get to your next point. You know, I will say that. Man, when I got on the trucks, you know, I didn't have no true intentions of starting a tissue company. But, you know, one thing I realized, I was like, man, I'm out here running these highways for these people, not even making $1 a mile. You know what I'm saying? Now, true enough, yeah, we drive a lot of miles and our paychecks are pretty, they good. I ain't gonna lie about that. But my thing is this: we carrying $100,000 to $1 million worth of loads, making 40 cents. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to all these states and all these places, and I'm like, man, if I can haul y'all stuff, I can haul my own. And so sitting up here thinking small, these people not.
Right, yeah. Man, Tischoo, man, when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's cool. And I seen Lil Boosie. I think I seen Lil Boosie, hold some of it.
Yeah.
Like, man, you're gonna have to be creative. Think outside the box.
Shit, you get creative in the trap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, these boys get creative with these cars they drive. They get creative with the clothes they wear.
Yeah.
How far can you take your creativity?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What else can you think of, though?
Right.
Everybody think about that.
So, all right, yeah. So, you came up with a tissue company. You invented your own tissue.
My own tissue, man.
How you spell it?
Tischoo.
Right. That's cold, bro. And I saw like it's made of what, like
bamboo.
Bamboo. Yeah. I had seen that. Yeah. And so, like, what made you come up with that? What is it? Something in particular that made you come up with it, or?
Honestly, it's like I said, man. I still got my street mentality, regardless to anything. I just, not in the streets. And when I saw it was a drought on tissue, I instantly went back to the trap. Like, like, man, it's a drought on tissue. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I get my hands in? You know what I'm saying? And that's where I went and took my mind to, man. It's still hustling. It's still the trap. It's still the same thing as if you hustling in them streets. And I'm weighing it up and bagging it. You know what I'm saying? I drop it on the scale and ship it off. But the only thing is legal. You know what I'm saying? I can't go to jail for this. And then on top of that, I can send this off I can have this in every country that's on this planet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so my thing is, this is like, if I'm a hustler, why would I limit my hustling mentality? You know what I'm saying? To only be like, I can sell this. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen, I can sell anything. I can sell water to a well if he want to buy it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that I really got into. Man, it's really more the thing is about that I still get to interact with people. You know what I'm saying? I get to see people smile. Man, some of the stuff that I hear about tissue, that people come to me and say, like, man, I don't even want to use this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I want to keep this forever, And so outside of the people that do use it, I have people that
because I'm gonna buy this right here.
For sure, I've been to people's houses and they just keep a roll right here.
Yeah,
in their bathroom, they don't touch that one roll.
Yeah,
and so it's like, man, people doing advertising for me, man. Like, I really threw a float out there and I got saved. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, like, I wouldn't do something like that because they scared to lose their money. Or I wouldn't do something like that because I'm scared of what people gonna think of me. Man, listen, I'm gonna be honest, man. I ain't had nothing but success since it touched the soil, since it's been in the stores. But that come from believing in myself, though. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people lack. They lack believing in themselves. It's no reason for you to feel like, oh, you can't do something. Where do you get that mentality from?
Mm-hmm.
School. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that right now. Even from our parents, hey, don't touch that. Mm-hmm. Which them telling us not to touch stuff was saving us, of course. But, it's been drilled in us so long that we like, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do something like that but that's where tissue came from. That's my idea, man. It's been a blessing for my family. It's been a blessing to me. Tissue is not done building. We starting with tissue right now, and ain't no telling what else I venture off into.
Right.
You know, this is just the beginning. This my baby. This is the baby stage of my company.
Right. Yeah. You know, like when it comes to patterns, you know, like what you was talking about, and this is what I like to talk to men about. When it comes to patterns, we have patterns in our families, bad patterns that come down on us, and generation after generation after generation.
Right.
And you have to get out of that pattern.
Yeah.
You have to get by yourself for a minute, so you can hear what God's telling you.
Yeah.
Clear out all the negative energy, bring in the creativity, and then that's when you're gonna start to come up with ideas.
Yeah.
Like this or whatever.
Yeah.
We have to break the pattern. It's got to start somewhere, or our generations will keep going on,
Right.
and we won't be going anywhere.
Nah.
So that's one thing I was like, man, that's different.
Yeah.
And that's real cool. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
So
man.
where can they find the Tischoo? Like,
I got Tischoo. He can go to the $2 cities here in Nashville. You can get it online at WeBuyBlack.com, BlackBuyBlack.com. You can also get it on Amazon soon. We still going through a couple of hurdles with them, but it'll be on there real soon. I got a store in Chicago that is in, and I'm just really working on, you know, I got a couple of deals that I'm working on actually right now with Tischoo. Man, it's just, like I said, man, it's really been a blessing. I won't disclose what all really going on with Tischoo till it's done, but man, it's so much going on with the company that it's like, man, what? You know, and it surprised me, and it's scary, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, how did I get here? You know,
Right.
But you know, like you said, it's an everyday process, man. Every day we grind, every day we work on self-improvement. You know, Tischoo is not the actual brand, I'm the brand. You know, I work on building myself first, you know, because myself is gonna reflect through everything else that I do. It's gonna reflect through me, my kids, my family, my business. You are the most important person to build yourself. You're the brand. How do you wanna run yourself? You gonna run sloppy or you gonna run healthy? You know what I'm saying? You gonna run slow or you gonna run fast? Or you gonna run the marathon? I mean, how you gonna run? You know? And so, you know, my biggest thing has been self-improvement, man. All the time I tell myself, hey, I need to work on this. You know, and not ashamed of it. You know, and I tell my family, I tell my friends, you know, hey, I got to work on this. I got to get help with this. Man, I love making me better. You know, why not? Why not? Because I'm a reflection that I'm giving off to the world. You know, I'm not living no perfect life. You know, I don't want nobody to be like, oh, he think he perfect. Nah, man, I don't think I'm better than nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because everybody got the same 24 hours. The next man can get up tomorrow and be on his shit. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I'm not sitting up here saying I'm better than nobody. I'm just sitting here maximizing all my time, maximizing my hustle, maximizing my creativity, maximizing all the things that I have been through. You know, like, I'm going to give that pain a purpose.
all right, man. What y'all gonna do, man? Like, for all my men watching, what you gonna do? Are you gonna stay the same and keep complaining?
Yeah.
Are you gonna keep wasting time? What you gonna do?
Yeah. Why you gonna do it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's you can pave your own way. You can get creative and make a way for yourself, for your family.
Yeah.
But guys, you gotta build it, man. And that's why I wanted Chris on the show, man. I appreciate you coming on the
no
show,
problem.
man.
I appreciate you bringing me.
And I want you guys to really focus on your mindset and focus on self-improving. I know you might be in a struggle, man. You might be depressed.
Yeah.
You might not have nowhere to stay right now.
Yeah.
And you just looking for a word of encouragement. Well, you got the example right here.
Yeah.
You seen it right here on how you can rebuild yourself and go wherever you want to go, into the clouds.
Yeah.
So, man, I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned to the KnowONecares channel. And until you change your mindset, no one cares. But just know one cares, and he wants you to become the best version of yourself.
Yes, sir.
Hey, bro.
Thank you.
All right, bro. Yeah. All right.